Hello. I thought I ought to give a shout out and a reply to GRB, who has not watched me before and is confused, I think. Now, he says that he watched a video about Schofield and on a friend's recommendation, and he doesn't have a TV, although he cannot avoid the issue of, you've got something in your eye, of this morning. I watched the clip and then got up to speed on the Schofield affair. I'm not impressed by this at all. This is a TV insider explicitly condemning lying. But he knows far worse stuff than this about both TV and politics. I know this because I do too. Masses! And I'm not even in that world. Well, the first thing is, I don't know whether I do know masses, and I don't think I'm that much of a TV insider. I was inside for a short while. That makes me sound as if I was in prison. Well, it did feel a little like that at times. But I wouldn't call myself a TV insider as such. However, am I condemning Schofield because of lying? I don't think I am, and I think I've been very careful not to. The whole edifice of TV is based on deceit, as indeed is drama. So to condemn somebody for deception is to condemn them for the very job that they're purporting to do. And all artifice is a form of deceit. Now, on the other hand, I think there are levels of manipulation down which one should not go. And I think the Schofield affair brings up again the power. This is about power, not deceit. Brings up again the power of those people who are running the televisions, whether these are the stars or whether these are the producers. And it's all about jostling for who has the most power. And that is what is disturbing. And I'm afraid the government approach to this is simply to award more power to production, more power to those people in charge. So in the end, it's about who smacks loudest. And I think television as a concept is a much more democratic concept, is a much more democratic machine, or should be. It's something that enters our home. It literally comes into our lives on a regular basis. And unlike the internet, we seem to have very little control over it. The internet we have control over, oddly. Google gives us control, YouTube gives us control, Instagram gives us control, but the BBC, ITV, and these other organs of power are simply dictatorial instruments. Now, rather like political parties. And GRB was concerned that I had infiltrated UKIP and therefore I told lies there. No, I really didn't. I was quite happy with the UKIP concept. I felt I didn't agree with the concept of Brexit, but that was not really on the table at the time. What was on the table and what I was interested in was the power of Europe and the chaos of Europe, which I think hasn't been addressed, though I think Europe is getting its act together a little following the shock of losing the UK. But I came to UKIP after having lived for some time in Greece, and I saw the damage done to Greece by the northern European countries. I thought, again, that was an abuse of power. I'd heard people say that UKIP was racist, but there was no evidence. So I was quite happy to join UKIP, to see if there was racism. If there was racism, I was certainly determined to call it out. If there was not, I thought this probably might be an interesting political party to invest in. I think I was wrong. I think I was wrong entirely. I don't think UKIP was anything other than a one-pony battle. And on reflection, I think its obsession with referenda was wrong as well. We've now had a referendum, and in exactly the same way as plebiscites, same thing, were manipulated and used to confirm the very worst strategies of fascists during the 1930s, so too I think referendums or referenda, I loathe the Latin plural of that, because there is no Latin word really. I think referendums are open to abuse. And I think the lies that were told during the referendum have got us into a lot of trouble. Now, again, when it comes to lying politicians, surely that's what they do. It's not so much that they lie, but they over-egg the pancake. And they invest their hopes in their prediction of the future. Is that a lie, or is that an exaggeration, or is that simply living in a fantasy land? I don't know. I was not convinced that Boris was dishonest until he got into power. Now, I'm afraid I am convinced that Boris is dishonest. I'm more than that. I think Boris is corrupt. Is the evidence going to prove my words correct? I don't know. I don't know. It's only my opinion. But it doesn't look good. And more than that, I think he's given free rein to corruption across Parliament, not just in one party, but across Parliament. And so the story this morning about politicians putting car fines, driving fines onto their MPs' expenses is simply shocking, and it's not just one party that's done it. And my observation of people in politics recently is that there is a loss of dignity and of moral direction. So I am impressed that GRB thinks that the cat, though, is a star. I entirely agree. The cat is often very vocal, and whenever I try and make a video, because he has a belief in his own presence on camera, he insists on being there. If not, he will wail. Either that or he gets lost in the kitchen. I'm afraid he's about 20 years old, and he's sort of drifting into, there we are, he's drifting into cat dementia, into cat Alzheimer's, which is a great shame. But he's had a very entertaining life.